Experiencing right now. It has been a journey where I have been learning from hypnotherapy, from Thailand therapy, from meditation, from my shamanic practices. Like it has been a mix of everything. And this was literally a download that was born. And then I realized that I have found my trademark. Yeah, so you're gonna be experiencing something very unique that we're gonna be doing in these containers the next weeks. So very similar to what we did last week for Che is gonna be something new. So I am super excited. All that I want you to do right now is just find a comfortable space. You don't need to be laying down. You can be just seated, and then we're gonna start with this activation. And the goal of this activation is basically to um, awaken you fully into and making you tap with that frequency. That's, the message that you just wrote about it. It wasn't just simply a message, it was a statement, it was a reality. So what we're going to be doing right now, I'm going to be making you tap within that reality, within that identity, so that from now on, you act from that space. So make sure you're just in a comfortable space. And as soon as the music starts, we are going to start. A little bit, I think it's a little bit too high. Perfect. Now, you don't need to close your eyes right now, but before we begin, I just want to simply remind you, this is not about becoming someone new. This is about removing the instability that has been running your life. Because over the next 4 weeks, you don't need more ideas. You don't need more effort. You need a version of you that can hold what you say you want. You need to start showing up as a man and as a woman of your worth. So over the next few minutes, you're not here to relax, you're here to decide. So some of you have already the eyes closed, but go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. And again in and out. And one more time, take a breath in and out. Now listen. Your mind has been moving fast, way too fast, thinking, planning, overanalyzing, and yet not creating a stability. So right now we stop. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And with each number, you're not relaxing. You're simply shutting down the noise. 1. Awareness of your body. A quick body scan from your head to your toes. 2. Slowing everything down, slowing down your breath. 3. Letting go of pressure. 4. No more trying. 5. Stop. Now feel your body heavy, grounded, supported, getting heavier and heavier, heavy as lead. That's right. Nothing to prove, nothing to chase, just here. Now, I want you to see something clearly. The version of you that overworks, the version of you that burns out, the version of you that doubts, that hesitates, that overthinks. That version is a pattern, not an identity. So I want you to simply imagine that version of you right in front of you. You notice him or her. You notice how he or she rushes, how they carry pressure, how they try to control everything, how they don't trust themselves, and how they pay for that. With exhaustion, with inconsistency, with lack of results. And now you realize this. If you can see them, you are not them. That is the pattern, something that you learned. And anything that you learned can be dropped. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, you step out of that version completely. No negotiation, no attachment, just a decision. Good. That's right. And now I want you to imagine in your timeline. I want you to simply imagine yourself in a bubble, in a safe bubble, where you slowly start moving upwards and you see the timeline of your life. Right in front of you is your future, and I want you to simply float above it. And you start feeling and you start hearing and you start picturing it, however it works for you. You move into the future, not far, but just far enough that everything you have been wanting is already working. Consistent income, clarity, structure, space, clients, flow, and more importantly, stability. I want you to see that version of you. Notice how he or she moves, how they are not rushing, how they are not overwhelmed, how they are not guessing, because they simply know. They trust themselves and the creator so much, they are so reliant that you execute, and you execute with aligned action. You trust that inner feeling, you trust that inner voice. You listen to it and you execute it. You move with so much certainty. And you believe so much in what you do. Because you're not longer the person that only talks, but you actually walk. You walk the path. You become the leader that everybody wants to be with. You become the magnet. And now, you simply float down this version and you just stand in front of her. Because this version of you is not lucky. She became this, he became this. Because they stopped tolerating instability. They stopped tolerating all the stories. And now I want you to ask this version. What did you stop doing? That everything changed. And simply listen. What is the one thing that you're committed to no matter what? Listen. Listen, and now I want you to simply step into their body. Feel what is it like to be someone who doesn't swing between extremes, who doesn't push and crash, where there is no chaos and confusion, but is a channel that is clean, that is simple, that is consistent with its words, with its thoughts, with its beliefs, with its feelings, and with its actions. And now I want you to repeat it internally. And as I say, you say, I move with stability. I move with stability and I continue no matter what. I follow through no matter what. I trust myself because I keep my word. I know that I am whole and complete. I create safety through a structure. I can hold money, clients, and growth with calm certainty. I learn how to do less, but I do it fully. And that is why I win. Because I am simply a winner. And as a child of God, the universe, the Creator, you know that you're exactly where you need to be. And that everything that happens from now on, it is designed to awaken you into your highest power, into a force that only your visions know how capable you are of. And if God gave you a vision, it is because you can make it happen. So I trust. Good, feel that. That is not intensity, that is power. And now I want you to listen carefully because this is where everything changes. In a moment you will open your eyes, and when you do, you will know exactly what your next aligned action is. Not 10 things, not a list, simply one. And that one thing that creates movement, that one thing that has been delaying, you will take that action today, calmly, cleanly, without overthinking, because this is who you are now. You don't wait for motivation. You are simply certain. You move and certainty follows. You move and trust follows. And every time you act, your identity stabilizes. There is no space for hesitation, no space for discomfort. Because from now on, you simply return to action. Because from now on, your system rejects inconsistency. And I simply want you to go back into your body. Feel your heart, the center of your chest, beating, beaming a frequency that it was always yours and that is always available to you. And from now on, you make a promise to yourself that whenever hesitation comes, you simply tap back within that heart that has been beating from day zero, that has been carrying you alive every single day. A heart that is not hesitating about being alive or not, and it is simply alive. A heart that is your source of power. And in the same way that it beats, no matter what, You allow yourself to beat with the frequency, to radiate that life which you have been so much dreaming of. You become the frequency. Because you are complete and whole as you are. You are divine. You have everything that you have ever wanted. And from now on, every single day that you wake up, you realize that your heart keeps beating. Therefore, you have everything that you need to be that shift, to be that dream that is keeping you alive. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 5, and when you open your eyes, you come back clear, grounded, and certain. 1. Awareness is returning. 2. Energy is rising. 3. You feel your heart, your breathing, clarity. 4. Grounded in your body. 5. Eyes open. And now simply come back and ask yourself, what is the move? And move towards that direction. Thank you so much.